day to go cruising. I want to take you guys along with me on a little drive. We're doing like 3,000 RPM. The rear gears in this truck are 373. I'm thinking about upgrading to 411s. I think when we did the maths, 411s would match the gear ratio of the donor Lexus GS450H. Okay, Tesla. Brake on that, just regen slow me down. So we're going 55 at about 4,800 RPM. Not sure if all those gauges are accurate. I believe they are. I don't have any reason to believe that they aren't. But I want to check against what the VCU thinks the motor RPM is. That's a cool car. It's not super happy at 4,000 RPM. Oh, I think we needed this one. Go up on this levee. I don't think this was the turn. Oh well. So you guys can believe me or not believe me. I'm not hearing the same noises as the camera's picking up. I listened a little bit of the audio, and the microphone must be super sensitive because I don't hear half the noises you guys are hearing. It's not a luxury car, you know, it's a truck and it's old, but I'm hearing road noise. I'm not really hearing any type of scraping, scratching, dinging, whistling. Turned too soon. Not familiar with this area. It's right by my house, but I don't come out here. cruising if I can find where I want to go. Because there's a levee and we can go up on the levee and kind of see the sunset and see people's ranches and stables, what have you. And my range is just over 30 miles at the moment. Oh look, are these turkeys? I'm gonna have to come back for those. Or were those peacocks? Maybe those were peacocks. Hey, why did the chicken cross the road? Let's ask him. So when it comes to electric cars, the equivalent of miles per gallon is kilowatt hours, and you equate that to the size of a fuel tank, if you will. So let's see where this is going to pop me out. Maybe I found it. So my electric fuel tank, if you will, is 9 kilowatt hours. You know, let's just call it 9, like as if it was 9 gallons, right? And that's too small. Obviously it's too small, but the way it works is there's a magic number of approximately 3.5 miles per kilowatt. So if we do the maths, 3.5 times 9, 9.1 technically. So 3 times 9 is 27, and then half another 9 is 4.5. So that's about 31.5 miles. That's my range. You know, that's approximate. Oh, I wonder if I can get this thing up to speed here. It seems very unsafe. Than a regular Chevy small block, which this thing was before. I'm only running on one electric motor. This transmission has 2 electric motors in it, but I'm only running on one. And I only charge the battery pack to 90%. That's because I don't have BMS at the moment. I'm not proud of that, nor do I advocate for running without BMS, but it can be done, and I will be adding BMS later. So this is what I was talking about. This area floods, and it creates these temporary ponds, if you will. I think it's really pretty. Maybe you guys can see some of the sun here. And this road gets closed off. It used to be open, but it gets closed off. You'll see up ahead. So anyway, I think when I babied it, I got 39 mile range off a single charge at 90% of the battery. But if I drive normally, now granted, it's kind of city driving really. I'll only go on the highway to, if I have to, like to cross a river or get somewhere where I only have to go on the highway. But don't get me wrong, this truck can do highway speeds like without blinking an eye. So far its top speed is just shy of 90 miles, like literally 89.9. And I'm not gonna gun it here because this isn't very safe. The only thing that would make this road more dangerous would be telephone poles. And I picked up on that speed testing a couple motorcycles. I was in I was in triple digits going, what are these things flying by in the corner of my eye? Oh, those are wooden telephone poles. So I let off. But anyway, I just wanted to go for a little cruise. It's Sunday afternoon. I think that's a heron or a stork. And talk to you guys or talk to myself. My goal now, phase 1 is officially complete. I've got these clear things in my doors, both sides now. I think those things are called the winders. So I can drive in the rain maybe. So see, this is what I was talking about. For some reason they closed this off. I'm gonna try to UE it here. Test that Prius power steering. So I was advised to always keep it rolling when I'm using the power steering, at least a crawl, just to take it easy on my manual steering box, because I have a manual steering box with a Prius power assist. That's because manual steering boxes don't have any fluid, they're just greased, but it's a closed off system. So anyway, I'm just cruising here. My fuel gauge, that shows state of charge, if you guys can see it. We're doing something tricky where we take however high the battery is charged. So the highest I charge it is 393 volts. And then to show that in two digits instead of 3, we subtract 300 from it. So 393 minus 300 is 93, and that's pretty much 90% charged. And then the gauge starts counting down. So at 60, this is actually telling me it's 360 volts, 361 volts, okay? And it just works out. I really love that. It's clever. I can't take the credit for that. My buddy Arthur, who designed the brain for these gauges, thought of it, and I think it's brilliant. I love it. You will see that, look, it says 60, but if I let off the gas, it might go up. And of course it didn't, as I was trying to demonstrate it. But that is regen working, okay? So I do have regen. It's actually a pleasant surprise that the stock or default software that Damien and the fellas at Open Inverter offer us. Wow, those are some nice couches. Those babies are out there after dark. Those babies are mine. So, see how thinly populated this is? And I live in California, the Golden State. And I live in the capital city. No, not Los Angeles. I'm not going to tell you what it is, because it's fun trivia. And no, it's not San Francisco. I am literally 10 minutes away from downtown, and it like turns into a village out here. It's kind of neat to live. But if you could see to the right of me, they're already building tract homes. So whatever farmer held out, he finally sold, or she finally sold. This is not the best road to demonstrate how quiet electric cars are. But man, I love this. I love this vehicle. I know that I won't call these people haters, maybe purists or passionate fans. People love these trucks, man. And for every 100 likes, I get one guy who says, "You just ruined a perfectly good Chevy truck." And that's exactly how they sound when they type it. And I get what they're saying, But I just wish they took the time to look at my build thread, because this was a basket case. It was just sitting there technically in the driveway of a good friend of mine, almost as if it was in the field. No rear axle, no bed on it, no seat, no engine, no transmission, no hood, no grill. I wish I could show you the pictures, but the pictures perished when we moved to the current house we're in, and that kind of broke my heart, because this started out as a honest to goodness mother-son project. My mom just retired, and she lives in town about 15 miles from me, and I thought, if I shove this truck into her garage instead of mine as a project, it will encourage me to visit her frequently to work on it. So me and her, this 7-year-old woman, literally started taking the heads off the engine after I bought an engine for it and a transmission. And this was a dime a dozen 350, and we put it together, got it running, and I christened it by taking it camping. I do that with all my trucks. And she leaked oil on the way back from camping, coming down from, I don't know, like at least 3,000 feet, maybe as high as 6,000 feet elevation, coming down these swervy hills and mountains. My daughter and I were in this truck, and the power steering belt broke. So I'm a big fan of the old V-belts, V-groove, because that means the engine has a main belt on the crank and it goes up to the camshaft above it, but the accessories like power steering and air conditioning, if you have it, they all have their own belt, alternator. So if one of those other accessory belts break, you still can drive the truck. Now it sucks, but that's what happened to us. The power steering belt broke and we limped into the little lodge, and some 4x4 guys in Toyotas rescued me. They just happened to have a belt that fit. But I drove this truck for a while, and I used to do LS swaps, and I wanted to put a 6.0 LS in it, because I did 4.8 and I did 5.3, and these are truck engines, but they come up kind of are cheap versions of the LS that goes in the Camaros and Corvettes. So I was going to put a 6.0 in it, and then someone on electric car forum said, hey, check out this Lexus GS450H transmission. And that's how I discovered Mr. Damian McGuire, and it's all his fault. I watched his videos for a year, first understanding like 1% of what he did, and then after like a year or two understanding 10% of what he did. And I'm just this kind of guy that I just jump in the pool and hope I can swim. I went for it, and I'm just a IT nerd. I used to be an email administrator, but I like learning and I like working with my hands, and I grew up in a little village, a farmer really, and you know how those boys are. I mean, the boys and girls living on farms, they know how to survive, right? Country boy can survive. And so before moving here, you just have to make things work, and you run what you run. So I love trucks, and I love the simplicity of this thing. No radio, no AC, not even a heater really. That's just ornament, fills a hole. I wish I could find a delete plate, but I think only trucks like this that went to Hawaii did not have heat. So the delete plates are almost impossible to find. So here we are back home. I appreciate you guys coming along and listening to me rant.